When a person dies, they don't see darkness. They see their life. And the scariest part is not that it ended, but that it barely existed. People say they're afraid of death. But that's a lie. Death is a second. One breath. One final heartbeat. Real fear lives for years. It wakes up with you, rides with you to work, lies next to you at night. It's the fear of living a meaningless life. I've seen people at the very end. And you know what's strange? None of them were afraid to die. They were afraid of something else. They were afraid that once they had a chance and didn't take it. We're taught to fear risk, taught not to make mistakes, taught to be normal. But no one teaches us to fear identical days, days that blur into one, without emotion, without memories, without meaning. A person tells themselves, I'll start later. Later I'll change my life. Later I'll leave. Later I'll say what I feel. Later I'll become who I want to be. But later is the most comfortable form of self-betrayal. Years don't disappear suddenly. They leave quietly, without noise, without warning. One day, you look in the mirror and don't recognize the person you once dreamed of becoming. The scariest thing is not making a mistake. The scariest thing is never trying at all. I've heard people say at the end, I was afraid. I didn't dare. I was waiting for the perfect moment. And the perfect moment never came. Because it doesn't come. It's created. A long life doesn't mean a lived life. You can live 80 years and never truly live. You can have money, status, stability, and still be empty inside. Because the deepest poverty is a life without meaning. People fear the coffin. But the real horror is the question before it. Is this all? Was this my life? Did my fears control me? Did I live the way I wanted? Or the way that felt safest? If you sometimes feel anxious for no reason, if you can't fall asleep at night, if there's a strange emptiness inside you, that's not fear of death. That's the fear of realizing that time is passing, and you keep postponing life for later. Death is honest. It comes for everyone. But a meaningless life is not an accident. It's a choice to stay silent when you should speak, a choice to stay when you should leave, a choice to survive instead of live. Death doesn't ask if you're ready, but it always asks one question. Did you live, or did you just exist? And that question is louder than fear.